Today, we're talking about the easiest way to apply for PPP forgiveness. Hey guys, Abby Johnson here with Matterhorn Business Development. I am joined by CEO Greg Winteregg, who is also my father.
Absolutely.
Here at Matterhorn, we are certified profit first professionals, so we have been working with our clients on their finances pretty frequently, and we've had a lot of questions about PPP. Now, the PPP has been kind of some crazy waters to navigate because this is literally uncharted territory. This has never happened in the history of our country.
Well, and especially in the short period of time that is required. I mean, in the government's defense, this is a gargantuan task to churn out this much money in such a short period of time and have all the paperwork created literally out of nothing.
Right. So recently, the application for PPP forgiveness came out, and guys, it's 11 pages long. And I mean, what was your first impression when you saw this document come out?
Well, we're part of the Profit First Professional Network. And as soon as this came out, I got an email from an accountant that's in our network that said, you're going to need an accountant if you're going to get this actually properly forgiven. You're going to need an accountant. And I'm like, well, that's typical.
And what I had been telling people, and my advice was, be willing to have this not be forgiven.
Exactly.
Because it's so complicated. Just know that you might have a low interest loan that you're going to have to pay back. And I still stand by that. Just be okay with having that happen. But what I want to talk about today is this amazing tool, this brilliant tool that Mark Cuban and CEO Jill Castilla, I hope I'm saying her name right. She is the CEO of Citizens Bank of Edmond in Edmond, Oklahoma. So Jill and Mark partnered on this, and honestly, I'm so grateful and thankful that they did this for the small business owner community. Basically, they created a website that helps automate the application for you and walks you step by step through the application. So the website URL is ppp.bank. I'm leaving that link below, and this article from Business Insider about it down below. But Greg, you actually went onto the site and started doing the process yourself. So tell us about that.
Well, and even to roll it back a little bit, and maybe it's too late for this advice, but Abby and I got a PPP loan, and so it immediately went into its own separate Profit First account. When in doubt, open an account. So I have this account there, and I know what can be forgiven, and so now I'm dripping and taking that money out of that account. And we had talked, it has to be documented, but then this 11-page compliance document was just quite honestly overwhelming. And so Abby found this link, ppp.bank. I went online yesterday. It is so simple. Literally, it's just type in your name, type in your address. You're going to need your loan number, your loan amount, and the day that you got your check, the day that you got your funds. And then it's just, there's different setup wizards. Are you in this category? Are you in this category? I'm not even done with it yet, but I just sat there and just went, oh.
So relieving, right?
Relieving. It is so simple. And, you know, I went to Indiana University. Mark Cuban went to Indiana University. Oh,
I didn't even know that.
I'm just
Go
saying,
Hoosiers.
Go Hoosiers. So, anyhow, I'm really thankful that Mark threw this together. He thinks like a business owner. He thinks like an entrepreneur. Now, I want Abby to address the recording and the documentation, because there is a documentation requirement, spreadsheets, receipts. So I want you to help our viewers like really zone in right now on documenting these expenditures.
Right. So first of all, I would say go ahead and get on the website and start the process, because it's going to walk you through step by step. It's going to tell you what documentation you need, and it's better to get on top of that sooner rather than when the 8 or 10 weeks is up that you're going to use up this money. But it's super important that you are documenting everything. That's why having a separate bank account, most people I've seen have done this, but I've had to specifically advise our clients to do this because they honestly didn't know what to do. Like, okay, I just got like tens of thousands of dollars. What do I do with this? So put it in its own bank account. Even if, you know, we're kind of late in the game now, go ahead and put what you have left over in a separate bank account, and that way you can prove and show every time you transfer money out of it, okay, this week this was for payroll and I transferred it into my main payroll account or checking account for it. Even put in the memo for payroll of pay date, this date. You need to be as specific as possible. And I know that this is not the fun part of business for a lot of people. I like this kind of stuff, but I'm a nerd. So I know this might not be fun, but it's super important. And this is what's going to help give you the best chance of forgiveness. And I don't know the exact requirements. You know, like I said, this is a complicated document, but log on to the website and just start the process and see what's going to be required from you and start taking the time and gathering that information now. Yeah.
And I just want to add, you know, to follow up with what Abby is saying, I definitely am not an admin guy. That's why I had to grow
He made one.
I made one. I grew my own homegrown admin genius here. But as a business owner, this is not the fun part. But this is an uncharted territory, and we don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea with the hundreds of millions of dollars that are going out, how the government could even begin to follow up with this. But you should be prepared for that. And I love Abby's advice. Be prepared to pay the tax on it. Be prepared for it to not be forgiven. At the very worst, it's a cheap loan that you got literally like overnight for, you know, a very short application period. But I always want to tip the scale in my favor. So this particular site is going to tip it in your favor, and it lays out exactly the receipts and the tracking that you're going to need. So just go through that painful task. And if you're not good at it, then your CPA will be very happy to take this on for you. You would have to pay them, or you find someone, a really sharp bookkeeper or smart administrator like Abby, to help you.
Yes, and I just want to say thank you, Mark Cuban and Jill Castilla. This is so amazing. We are so grateful for you and that you did this for free and used your time. So thank you, guys. Hit subscribe, hit the bell. We talk more about money. We talk about business, strategic planning, all things business. You don't want to miss out. And if you have any questions, comment below. Let us know how it's going for you with this whole PPP situation, and we will see you next time.